I'm sure when Sabaton puts it out there that they're looking for a guitar player, there's going to be 1 million people. Don't say anything, but he sent me a private message. Welcome to another episode from Takedowns to Breakdowns with A&P, and I come to you guys with a little bit of sadness in my voice and a little bit of sadness in my heart, but I'm happy at the same time. You know what they say, when one door closes, a window opens.
What happened?
Tommy has left Sabaton.
Really?
Yes.
I know about this.
Yeah, he just announced it recently, like a couple of days ago. He said that he's going to do a tour. They have a tour scheduled with Judas Priest. So he said he's going to do that tour. I think maybe that tour and something else that's in the plans to do with Sabaton. But he announced that his days are numbered, if you will. He wants to focus on his other band, Majestica. Because he said that he hasn't been doing as much singing as he used to do before he joined Sabaton, and that's something that he really enjoys, and he feels like Sabaton has taken so much of his time that he hasn't had really time to invest himself in his other projects and in himself as a singer. So I'm still sad to see him leave Sabaton.
It's really sad because he's such a good guitar player.
But he's also such a great singer.
He is. Which makes me excited for future Majestica content, music, if you will. But it is...
Plus, I think also the touring kind of maybe got to him a little bit. It was a lot of touring with Sabaton.
Oh, dude, Sabaton tours so much.
Yeah, it's a lot of touring with Sabaton.
But yeah, it is quite sad because he's a fun guy and
he fit well.
He fit well on stage. It was always nice to see him on stage. He just brought like a smile to my face when it came to the guitar side of the band. And I'm gonna miss him at Sabaton, even though Sabaton have kind of been dwindling away with me.
So the question I have for you is this. I have more than one question.
Okay.
So let me shoot a bunch of questions at you and you tell me. The first thing that came to my mind when he announced this was, did Sabaton miss the mark by not using
his vocals?
Vocals?
Yes, of course.
That was the first thing that popped into my mind. Do you think so?
Yes,
I think so.
Yes, because that's how you keep him in the band. Not only that's how you keep him in the band.
No, but he's a great vocalist.
But you're not utilizing him to his full potential. They weren't using him to his full potential.
They could have even given him 1 or 2 songs per record. Or just him singing. Never mind him doing backup. But like,
or he give him quite a give him a duet part with,
or give him just like one or like for example, the guy loves Christmas. He released a whole Christmas album with Majestica. When they did the Christmas truce, why not let him sing that fucking song?
No, because Sabaton, it's Chuck Liddell. Right, like when it comes to
vocals, you're just contradicting yourself. You just said, should have them used more of his vocal prowess? You said yes, but now you're saying Chuck Liddell is the vocalist.
But he can't be the only.
But are you telling me that in a record of 12, 14 songs they cannot fit like 1 or 2 just for him?
No, but I'm saying probably with him on vocals with Chuck. You can't have it's Sabaton. Sabaton is Chuck, right? And is Par or on bass. On bass, right? Like those two. When I think of Sabaton, those two and the other guitar player that his name is fucking losing me right now. Like those are like the main guys.
But it's really Par and
it's
Chucky.
Really Par and Chucky.
All the other members have come and gone before. It's not like
actually the other guitar player. I think
no. All of the everybody has been. They've changed.
They've changed around, but those two have been pretty.
Originals.
Those guys are the originals. And he has to be in every song. I mean, that's what he does, right? But I think with an album with 14, 12 songs, whatever you have on the album, I think you can fit 2 that have a duet with him or him singing the chorus of a song with Chuck doing the verses or something like that. Like he has the tools that should be utilized, but you can't give him a full song because it's Sabaton, people are expecting Chuck Liddell, so you need to have him in there. But it would be cool having his vocals in the song with Chuck Liddell, and I think it would help people in a good way. Because if you just release a Sabaton song with just him on vocals, all the Sabaton fans are going to be kind of like taken aback. But if you add him in there with Chuck Liddell,
I know, but you could have. He's been there.
Your baby's
he's been there for a few records.
I know.
Are you telling me that you could not like slowly, gradually?
I'm saying you have to baby spoon it into the fans' mouths right?
Okay, yeah.
And by doing that, in doing so, you have to add him with Chuck Liddell in songs. Give him a certain part, do this, do that. Like, give him parts, right, to sing and to show off his beautiful vocals. So I think, yes, he was definitely underutilized in that band, right? Giving him full songs in that band, definitely not a good thing, but adding him to other songs would have been an amazing idea. I think the Christmas tree.
I honestly
Nice.
feel like when they brought him in, he obviously knew it was not for his singing prowess.
No,
They
for
were
his
bringing
guitar
him in
playing.
for the guitar playing, so it's not like he was getting in there thinking.
But I think
as a band,
you
should think about how can we maximize our
all
band
pieces.
member, all the pieces to the maximum that we can. Like let's get the best out of everybody. Let's get the best out of everybody. You know what I mean? Just saying. I would love down the road if you released like 1 or 2 Sabaton covers of him singing the songs. I would like to see how it would sound like.
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles.
But
I mean,
I think there's quite a bit of songs that he could have definitely fit himself into that would take kind of the... I think what it would have done is something that I've had a struggle with Sabaton for the past 2 records, which has been a repetibility,
repetitiveness.
In their songs. A lot of the songs.
Some people have been complaining about that since the first album, but okay, you just got there.
No,
in the last 2 records.
but I think it's more predominant in the last. I feel like
because they're about the same world war. Like
exactly.
that
But
doesn't help either.
I'm saying that about.
And let's
the other,
face the facts. The second album feels like the beat tracks that didn't make the cut for the
and
first
that's what I'm
album.
saying. So in that second album, to spice it up, add some of his vocals in there.
I agree.
And I probably would have liked that album probably more than the album, even though it sounded like the Bees. It probably would have been better than
what it was.
Because in my opinion, that album, Sabaton-wise, their newest album, it's below par.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of my least favorite albums from Sabaton.
Yeah, it actually is it's my least favorite.
There's
album.
only one song I like on that record.
Yes, and other than that, it's my least favorite album from Sabaton. I think adding his vocals definitely would have spiced it up a little bit, and instead of making it sound like the B track of the previous album, it would have sounded like new shit.
Okay, so that was one question I had for you. The second question is, who the hell are they going to get to replace him?
Oh, I mean, obviously they can't go with the old guitar player because of issues.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to find somebody new, but I'm sure when Sabaton puts it out there that they're looking for a guitar player, there's going to be a million people. Don't say anything, but he sent me a private message. So he's definitely going to be putting his name in the record. Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Oh, it's ironic. It's so ironic.
Why?
Asim loves that band. He loves Sabaton. And
Yeah.
I vote Asim as the new guitar player of Sabaton.
Would he fit, though?
I think he would fit, and that's another vocalist that they're not going to use.
I mean, it's another... Guitar-wise, he's a great guitar player.
Oh, I think guitar-wise, he's... Coming to mind now of a guitar player... Now...
Not to diss anybody that plays guitar at Sabaton, but he would become their best guitar player.
Dude, not to diss anyone that is a guitar player out there, but when it comes to guitar players that don't have a
massive name.
No, not a massive name. Well, that too, but also I'm saying
he just covered for Epica.
Yeah, but I'm saying
so
he doesn't have a band that he's attached to right now.
He's a free agent.
He's a loaded gun. Like he's a
hired gun.
He's a hired gun.
I'm sure he's loaded too, but okay.
Yeah, but he's a hired gun. I think when it comes to free agent guitar players right now, he's the best that you can get. Honestly, he's the best you can get. I think
Jeff Loomis is also available, but I don't see Jeff Loomis moving from Arch Enemy to Sabaton. I just don't see that happening.
Me neither.
I just don't see that happening.
Me neither. But I rate Asim very high, and to be honest with you, his portfolio it sells itself there. And when it comes to power metal, like you're gonna see all his bands, and then it's like, okay, now he's gonna go from that to power metal.
But I just told you, he just covered for Epic on a tour, so that's.
I think he's already.
He can play whatever.
He can play whatever. I think honestly, he's definitely a really solid pick. He's definitely a really solid.
I know he's interested because he sent me a message. So
did he?
Yeah. He's interested. The body was not even cold yet, and he's already messaging me. So anyway,
hey man, he's honestly he's a really good guitar player, and if he becomes the new fucking Sabaton guitar player, I don't know, man. I'm gonna throw him a party next time I see him. Like
I think it would be great for him. It would be great for the band. I don't know if the fit would be perfect because he's not Swedish, obviously. So I don't know.
Oh, but they all speak English. It's fine.
Yeah, but I just don't know how the fit would be. I don't know where they're looking, and I don't know if they have already somebody in mind.
True.
I mean, there's a lot of ifs.
There's a lot of ifs. But there is an old picture out there on our Instagram of me wearing the Sabaton pants. Not because they're not Sabaton pants. They're the same color, army pants and stuff. So if you ever thought what Asim would look like, in Sabaton,
just look at your picture.
Just look at that picture and just think of him older.
Yeah, and better looking.
Better looking, and way better at the guitar.
Way better at everything.
He's an amazing beard.
You could also set them all up with leather jackets.
You can set them up with... They would look bomb. Nice leather jackets, the shades, the shoes.
Yeah. All right.
I think he would definitely make that.
Now, do you think they're gonna put fielders out there, or do you think internally they already have kind of in mind who they're going to ask and who they're going to bring? Because I feel like sometimes when bands, especially high-profile bands, when when somebody leaves, they already have a guy in mind to fill in.
I think that's already the case because he hasn't left the band.
He's going to finish some tours. He's going to
So he's giving.
They have time.
He's giving them the 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, but he's giving them the.
He's probably going to give them a year's notice.
A year's notice that hey, you guys need to find a new guitar player, right? So whether they found one yet or not, I think probably not yet. Because it's not as...
If he announced it now, the conversation already happened a long time ago.
True.
It's not like he decided last weekend and broke the news to the guys and then announced it now. So if it was announced now, this decision was done last year. And they probably came to an agreement on, okay, we already have these commitments for this tour with Judas Priest, so can you stay until the end of that tour and then maybe another tour or whatever? They might have already a couple of things in the pipeline. Mm-hmm. And they're like, it's going to be really difficult to find a replacement to cover for you and still make these commitments. So, you can announce that you're leaving, but can you stay until the end of those commitments?
Yeah.
That gives us enough time to find somebody and kind of
means they probably haven't
ease
found
that person
somebody.
Into the position.
Maybe they haven't found somebody.
I
hope for Asim's sake they haven't found somebody.
I'm sure they're not going to have like a public
it's not gonna be public.
audition, like a public audition.
It's probably going to be public, but if he sends them a very good email saying, hey, I played for Epica.
Yeah, Winter Sun, Epica. I mean... He has a resume, but
it's a pretty good resume.
I'm just interested to see who's going to be that person, because whoever it is going to be big shoes to fill. Because it's not just about the guitar playing. We're talking about Sabaton here. We're not talking about Opeth. You know what I mean? It's not like the songs are not that I'm a guitar player, but it's not like the songs are overcomplicated.
No, they're really not. But I think what I liked about Tommy is Tommy put a good flair on everything.
A good footer and everything, and he was good, like, in terms of the stage presence.
Yeah,
he fit in perfectly with the rest of the gang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, there was a little bit... he had the right... He had
that family-friendly look.
Yeah, he had the right vibe.
Right, which I feel like with Sabaton, the family-friendly is definitely what's needed.
He had the right vibe, the blonde hair. He had the right vibe to go with the rest of the band. Like, I don't know.
Who knows, man? Asim could definitely... you could definitely pull it off.
You're really selling it on this one.
You're really selling on this one. I don't know if he knows this, but I'm his biggest backer, Uncle Asim.
So for you guys watching this video who don't know who Asim is, his last name is 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗠. He used to play for Winter Sun. He filled in for Epica last year. So go check him out on Facebook.
Of Damnation Plan.
Yeah.
He's part of True Cult Club.
Yeah, and he's also in the band called The Circle. It's a small little band from Germany. But
he was also part of 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗪 or what was that?
𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗪,
yes.
Yeah,
in
for
Finland.
a while. Yeah. So
he has a resume. He has a really good resume.
Actually, he has a lot of similarities with Tommy when they picked Tommy.
In
terms of being a guitarist and vocalist at the same time. So, anyways, I think it was, like I said, I think this has been in the plans for a while. I think this has been cooking for a while. It's just now it was the right time for him to announce. The feedback from the fan base, everybody's been like happy for him that he's going to do something that makes him happy.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, the fan base is kind of sad because Tommy had a big presence. He had a big heart.
Yeah,
it was a
man.
huge part of what Sabaton is all about.
Like I told you, he's that family-friendly sense where he's always
smiling.
When you look at Tom, even when you look at the guy, you can't have a frown on your face. He's a very infectious person. Like his joy and everything in him, it's very infectious.
So do you think he left because the last album was that bad?
Fuck yeah. No. But he's probably like, I can make better. And then
It was like, you guys made a song about Christmas and I'm not singing? What the fuck? You guys
What the
know how
fuck,
much I
guys?
love Christmas?
I made a whole fucking album.
Christmas was invented because of me. I am Christmas.
I was the little drummer boy.
I am fucking Christmas.
I'm Father Christmas.
You know, at my family, at Christmas time, I dress like Santa. I don't come down the chimney because that shit is dangerous. I walk through the front door. But I dress as Santa.
Because of the key under the pot.
Are you kidding me? You guys make a Christmas song and I'm not singing? He said all of that, but in Swedish.
Yes. While they were
That's what I feel.
While they were at IKEA.
Yeah, like they were having
Ikea.
lunch, IKEA. Yeah. They were having lunch there. They were having some Swedish meatballs.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Unreal. It kind of caught me off guard, I must say.
Oh, definitely. It caught me off guard just now. But what I will say is...
I posted on Instagram a picture of the two of us with him.
Yeah.
When they played...
Dude, he's such a...
Was it the last time they played in Toronto? Yeah, that was the last time they played in Toronto.
Every time
Fuck, that was 2019.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they haven't played in Toronto in 4 years.
Yeah. But what I will say is he's
Considering how much we've been hating on their last record, I don't think they would want us at the show anyway.
Oh, but I'd still go. I would still go because the thing is, Sabaton was one of the main things that got me fully into metal.
It's not like they're going to play a lot of songs from the new album anyhow. They just play the old shit. I'm totally happy with it.
So I'll always support Sabaton, and I'll always give my honest opinion on Sabaton. So that's why we've said what we said.
I think when you love somebody and when you're
you
a
gotta
fan,
be honest.
you have to be honest. You can't pump everybody's tires.
Exactly.
So like they already have enough people around them that do that because they're afraid of losing their job. I'm not afraid of losing anything, so I'm just going to be honest. So if I didn't like the record, I'm not going to sit here and say that I like the record. I didn't like it. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's my least favorite album from Sabaton. I'm
looking
really,
for good stuff
really
in the future.
hopeful. I'm really hopeful that the next record is going to be a good record. Like, it's going to be a good album. I don't know about the theme. They could do a war theme that it's all about, like, Navy battles. The greatest Navy battles of all time.
Yeah, or like Vietnam War.
Yeah, or I think Navy battles would be kind of cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or air, you know, like Top Gun kind of shit. You know, like...
Or do a Heroes 2. Heroes 2 wouldn't be bad.
Oh, fuck. Heroes 2 wouldn't be bad.
Heroes 1 was a success. And I'm telling you now, there was more than enough heroes for a multiple... There's a trilogy that could be done of heroes. They'll do it back to back.
That is true.
But Heroes 1 came out in, like, what, 2012? So I think Heroes 2...
I don't know, after releasing 2 records about the same World War, releasing an album now that would be called Heroes 2, I'm not sure if that's the right marketing move.
Dude, I think it's honestly one of the best moves they can do if you don't want to...
Really? Like, I would think going with a subject that they haven't really done... I mean, they've done songs like Bismarck and whatever, but they haven't done an album about...
Of course,
you know, like,
something brand new.
Like, you know, they could call the album, like... what's the name of that game that you play? Battleship. Call the album...
Trademarked.
Battleship. Put Battleship and spelled ship with a $sign so you don't get the trademark.
It's not a rap album. It's not a hip-hop album.
Like A$AP Rocky. You know, just go with the $sign. I don't know. But don't you think that coming out with Heroes 2 would seem a little bit like, here we go again, you know?
Dude, I think it's something we need. I think it's needed. It's really needed. Heroes is actually one of my favorite albums from Sabaton. And it's because it's not all tied into one... They're not all tied into one war. They're all tied into
whatever.
They're all tied into each of them being a hero.
A hero, yeah.
But it's not tied into a war. So it gave every song, although every song
it's like a book that has individual chapters.
Every song didn't feel similar because every song was about a different thing in a different war. So they had their own different themes to them. Yet as an album, it worked. So it did something where it didn't have to have the same feel to make a good album. The fact that it all was binding down to them being heroes made it feel like a good album, even though each song individually gave you something different than the other. There was no connection that a normal album would have, like the World War I one and the last one, each song having a connecting feature. That album really didn't, but it still worked as an album.
Yeah, it worked.
Right?
It worked.
So I think it's something that's needed because it's yes, as Heroes 2 it doesn't seem creative, but song-wise it's going to be so creative.
Or it could be.
It could be so creative because you could have heroes from all sorts of wars and each song sounding different from the last, yet working in an album space.
There you go. You have the pitch there. Make it happen, guys.
But when it comes to Tommy, I will be definitely listening to more Majestica as he creates it and pushes it out into the world.
I wonder if he's also going to do more of those Swedish hits.
I hope he does. And I hope when
especially this year being ABBA's anniversary.
Exactly, I think it needs to happen.
I think he needs to release a song or two.
I think he needs to do it. And to be honest with you, I hope if a new Majestica album comes out, we can get him on the channel and
talk to him.
Have a good talk.
Yeah. Well, he was on the channel last time they released a record, not the Christmas one, the one before that,
which was a really good record.
Yeah, it was. It's a good band. It's a good power metal.
He was
band.
already part of Sabaton when that record came out, right?
Yeah.
When that record came out, they could have been like, "Fuck, did you hear what Tommy put out? We gotta get him."
Dude, but they know what kind of singer he is. I mean,
of
everybody
course,
knows.
Of course, but that's different from when you're hiring the guy, right? But when he releases an album and you're in the same band, it puts you on more of a notice to be like, he just released this album, and this album's really good. Vocally, he's doing amazing. Maybe we should give him a duetting song this album or something. Yeah. Just something.
Even in that the truce part, like there's some moments in that song that feels almost more like a narrator and whatever. There's moments in that song that you can you could have had him do the vocals. I'm just saying, like, you could have found room. Like, it's a Christmas song, for God's sake.
His song, yeah.
And how do you not put him in a Christmas song?
His vocals seem perfect for the part before the solo. So if you were to give him a line in a song, you would give him the line before the solo.
I agree. All right, so that's the big news out of the Sabaton camp. Tommy has given his notice.
Yeah. Is there any other news for this week, or is that just...
Yeah, that's the big one. I mean, everything else pales in comparison.
Very true.
You know, we're talking about Sabaton, talking about Tommy. Everything else is window dressing.
True.
All right, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. We'll see you all next week with another topic and more lulls. We'll see you then.
See ya.